Music for your ears, thoughts for your mind. People in these places and they're moving all the time. Welcome to Citizen of the World, where we're gonna take some time and make some space for these things that we like. I want to start with a poem. I wrote this while I was traveling, and I call it Welcome to the World. It goes a little bit like this. Well, son, congratulations. I'm glad you made it. Welcome to the world. Here's the thing. Although you've paid for nothing yet, you owe us more. And there's a catch. Once you've been shaped by wants and needs, you soon deform. It's a race to see who's wasted more divine and who's ignored. My chore for you is this. Conspire years and bore. Compile fears and foes. Consider people's tones. Design is clearly poor. And then you're on your own. In time you'll find you're strong. Your eyes will guide you home while you listen to your core. Don't decide too soon. Be like the wind and move. Like this you'll see that music is life that likens humans. Welcome to the world, where we make our mark. Make it for yourself, but keep in heart your faith and love. Bring us something more. Bring us to ourselves. Show us what it means to be that stark boy on the shelf. God will make us more, where time is never felt. For 1,000 years we feared, and now there's nothing left. High above the hills, standing in the clear, rise like fire to the clouds, he welcomes you himself. Down unto the wind, pound the hardened steel. Now the sword is forged, this battle waged, our fate is clear. And I've just woke up, and I'm troubled by a dream. And I look down at my body and it doesn't seem to be me. There's something in my guts, tells me that I gotta go far, feel it like a rush, and today I know I'll start. Call it quantum leap, hit the beat, stretch until I'm shapeless, pull inside of me, keep me going, moving toward my fate. I don't know the details, but I know this dream will show me stars, all my life in pieces. It always seems like there's a lot changing. In every generation, they always talk about how they think they're doomed and how the young, whatever, they're always gonna screw it up. But here I am, and I feel like there's a lot that's going on that I can't quite understand. And although there's a lot uncertain, I feel really good about a few things. And I find a lot of comfort and solace in working with my friends, working with new people that are exciting to bring ideas forward that I had never considered. A lot of the stuff that is going on right now with politics and culture, music, art, all these things that may seem so foundational to what we do as people and how we understand our place in the context of this society. When it's all upturned, this massive upheaval is terrifying, because where do we stand? But I think that there's an opportunity for us to reinvent, maybe even redefine. Now, I know that there's so much going on with terror and conflict, but there's also a lot of beauty. There's no effort. The flawless simply is. When I walk in the forest and I see the light shining through the leaves as the sun sets orange across the sky, I never think they're posing or getting ready for that picture that I'm about to take. It just simply is. And if I do take a picture, it looks really good because that shining beauty is so captivating. How could it not? There's too much in this world that I don't know, and there's so many places that I haven't been. But I still think that what I do know and where I have been, I've seen enough to recognize love is endless, unlimited, bountiful. It's just a matter of mindset. Whether or not you're gonna tune into the frequency, whether or not you're gonna zoom in and find the details that you like. Maybe even step back and see the bigger picture. Finding freedom in every day seems to be a challenge, with more and more people discovering that their strife is harder to overcome. Children feeling lost and forgotten. Old people who relied on a system being stripped away while they are struggling in their feeble age. All this and more, all these details that seem terrible. How can we come together and reconcile with the fact that we're all people together doing the same thing? We all eat, sleep, breathe. Some of us take a shower. But other than that, we're all looking for a place to sleep at night that's warm with someone that we love. The only thing that really makes me quite upset is when I have no control about these things that pollute my mind and my body, like plastics and metals in the water, which turn my brain into mush and my body into squishy blob. I just want to drink clean water from a river that I can go out and jump into if I so choose. It's not polluted with poison and chemicals that turn frogs into fish and fish into rotting corpses on the riverbank. All I think about is what have we done to our lovely home, our lovely mother, that provides everything we ever needed. It's not a matter of necessary evil, it's a matter of evil which has become necessary. Because there is no food you can consume at a reasonable price as a person not making millions of dollars that isn't processed with poison or polluted with plastic. All these different aspects of consumption which make our lives so miserable have been jammed down our throat by forces beyond our control. Now, I've done a little bit of fasting, dietary more so than media, but to that point, turning off your phone, drinking water, getting out of the system that you need things, opens your mind, opens your heart. When the iron fist of food is no longer in your stomach, there's room for your spirit to grow. Maybe his voice or her voice talks a little bit louder and you can finally hear. I think that everyone has that voice in their heart, that spirit, soul, I don't know what you'd call it. I'm gonna call it soul. But our mind and our expectations, preconceived notions, even our obligations to other people and jobs, family, they get in the way of listening to what really matters. Your voice in your heart. The one who's really driving the fucking ship. Your mind might tell you that you need this, or this would be good, or you should go here, get this job, date this girl, find these friends, You should act like that. It took me a long, long time to step back, listen to my heart, and realize this audible voice is more aligned with what I truly want. Every decision, whether or not I go with my heart or my guts every time, is a matter of indecision. Call it intuition, but there's got to be some times when your mind takes over, when you're doing math. You can't really feel your way through that. You got to know. You got to have the information, and you got to apply it articulately to make the thing happen. You can't be a banker or an economist and feel the market. Wish you could. I'd be a lot richer if I did. But some of these things in life truly are logical. This is something that I recognize. I'm an emotional person, more so than a logical person. So I kind of push back in that endeavor. But honestly, I value the people who think differently than me because I recognize that their strengths are my weaknesses. I also value my friendships of different viewpoints. People who might expose me to new ideas that I never considered, whether it be political, religious, moral, ethical, I don't know, even financial. I think that in my life, the friends that I have don't always agree, might not always align with where I stand now, today, but through conversation, I see their perspective and it is enriching and illuminating to my own. I mean, with everything that's going on in the media, it's really hard for me to make a decision about, oh, this is what I believe, or these are my steadfast opinions. Of course, I've got some, moral direction and hard, fast value system. Value being a little bit different than opinion in my mind, right? There's core beliefs that have informed who I am as a person, but the opinions on certain issues are usually based on exposure to information which illuminate different details about the specific topic. Whether or not you think this person is good or bad is usually dependent on whose side of the story you're told. With that comes a lot of willingness to really have a hard conversation and parse out details that might not necessarily be easy to discuss. There's a lot of conversation that comes with compassion, and articulation is very important to me because ideas that are convoluted with emotional charge tend to get angry, which is always frustrating to listen to. But in order to have a articulate conversation about ideas that may differ, there's something really specific that comes in to hear what they're saying, recognize their background, recognize their viewpoint on the issue based on their lived experiences and circumstance, and to be able to hear, to be able to consider, and truly, the part that is the hardest is to integrate. I don't really think that my thoughts on anything political are hard and fast, because I hear another detail and it complicates, challenges the things that I had already considered, which then turns the opinion or idea even more nuanced. I find this all the time when I'm talking about creative endeavors with my friends, because one person really relates to this little bit or this thing. Like, you're listening to a song and this line, this lyric really hits you because you just went through something similar, where the next line relates to my life. And so we might like the song, but our values derive from these different bits. Now, it's so funny to me when people talk about modern art or all these things. I mean, contemporary art, like the different paintings that I see in the museums when I go. I just feel like there's so much out there that isn't exposed, that is truly wonderful and good. But the stuff that is promoted and pushed into the popular sphere is terrible. There's so much that I look at and think to myself, how is this something people like? Obviously, it had to go through a bunch of bureaucracy to get on the wall. I know about that. I know what it takes to put something on and have a show, and for something that terrible to make it through, goodness gracious. Where's the beauty? Where's the quality? It's hard now. People are busy working to make money, so there's no time to make the beautiful art that needs to be made, because people have obligations to their families and to their kids, whatever, and it's so expensive to live these days. Your rent takes half of your paycheck, the other half goes to food, and you're scrounging for a little bit extra to go get a beer every Friday night with some friends so you don't go insane. When are you gonna make the peace? When are you gonna make the love that feeds us, that feeds humanity? People that are in a position who can do that, who have the time, those people often have overcome something so insurmountable to everyday people that the myth and the ethos seem so mysterious, like a beholden creature up on the shelf. There's a lot of love in every single one of us, and there's a lot to say. There are so many things that need to be talked about, so many people whose voices need to be heard. It doesn't matter if you're here, there, across the sea, or over the mountains. This is our world. This is to be shared. I stand here as a citizen of this world, speaking to you. Thank you.